गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावन चारी। यमुना तीरावन चारी। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Radha Sharadvi Hare Radhe। Jaya Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani। Jaya Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस AC भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13, verse number 15. So let me take out that verse. Sarvendriya gunabhasam Sarvendriya vivarjitam अस् अष्टकं सर्वभृक्षैव निर्गुणं sorry I think the PC is
No, it's just the sheet. Can you do it from your phone? Can you do it from your phone? From your phone, is it possible to do it from the phone?
maybe we can pull it out in our phones then.
No, no.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, help.
Okay. There is no signal over here. All right, let me just do it.
Yeah.
Let me just do it. Okay.
Let's make sure this works.
Is this working? But I need this for the presentation.
Why is this working? It's so interesting.
Okay, that's fine. Can I get a book? Bhagavad Gita. Thank you. It's right there. Yes, give it to me. I'm sorry for the technical disturbances all the time we face. I'm really sorry for that. So it's 13th chapter, verse number 15. If everyone can please pull it out from your phone. Thank you so much. Verse number 15. Okay. Sarvendriya gunabhasam Sarvendriya vivarjitam Ashtakam sarvabhrakchaiva Nirgunam gunabhukcha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supersoul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer, and at the same time he is the master of all the modes of material nature. Purport. The Supreme Lord, although the source of all the senses of the living entities, does not have material senses like they have. Actually, the individual souls have spiritual senses, but in conditioned life they are covered with the material elements, and therefore the sense activities are exhibited through matter. The Supreme Lord's senses are not so covered. His senses are transcendental and are therefore called Nirguna. Guna means the material modes, but his senses are without material covering. It should be understood that his senses are not exactly like ours. Although he is the source of all our sensory activities, he has his transcendental senses, which are uncontaminated. This is very nicely explained in Shvetashvara Upanishad 3.19 in the verse Apani Pado Javana Grahita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no hands which are materially contaminated, but he has his hands and accepts whatever sacrifice is offered to him. That is the distinction between the conditioned soul and supersoul. He has no material eyes, but he has eyes. Otherwise, how could he see? He sees everything past, present, and future. He lives within the heart of the living being. And he knows what we have done in the past, what we are doing now, and what is awaiting us in the future. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. He knows everything, but no one knows him. It is said that the Supreme Lord has no legs like us, but he can travel throughout space, but he has spiritual legs. In other words, the Lord is not impersonal. He has his eyes, legs, hands, and everything else. And because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we also have these things. but his hands, legs, eyes, and senses are not contaminated by material nature. In the interest of time, I'm just going to stop here. Let's just perform Mangalacharan prayers. It's coming up on the screen, so please follow. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavad Gita this evening. We are covering chapter 13, and this chapter 13 is a very wonderful chapter because it constitutes 6 important constituents of Vedic philosophy. It's very important for us to understand and why and how and what should be doing for that. I'm going to explain in today's presentation. So let's just start from the very beginning. In the epic masterpiece, Mahabharata, the longest poem in the world, the history of ancient India is recorded. The story consists of various twists and turns, poetry and tragedy, love, lust, greed, devotion, surrender, humility, and so many other things. And this story got its climax on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where there was a big, huge war. And this war was amongst the family members. And this huge poem was recorded, or we say it was compiled by Vedas Muni, a very ancient sage who is none other than the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and was documented, written by Lord Ganesha. So this is a very interesting story. And on the onset of the battlefield, before the start of a war, there was a brilliant discussion which happened between 2 friends. One friend was Arjuna, a great archer, Pandava, a great warrior. And the other friend was Lord Shri Krishna, Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So Arjuna got bewildered at the time of war. He got bewildered and got confused about his duty. And at that time he asked certain questions from his very dear friend, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And the discussion is recorded in 18 chapters, which we celebrate here in this world as by the name Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now this Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic literature. Why? What's the reason? Yes, because it is directly coming from the Lord, from the Supreme Lord. And all the scriptures, all the holy text indicate towards whom? The Supreme Lord. And that very Supreme Lord is talking to his friend Arjuna and guiding him. So we are in 13th chapter. This 13th chapter marks the beginning of Jnana Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. Whenever we talk about yoga, yoga simply means connection. And connection with whom? Between whom? Two people. Connection between 2 people. Now this connection, I always say, this human form of life is a love story between 2 separated lovers. One lover is writing the letters and the other lover, although intimately connected with this other lover, but is ignoring to read the letters which has been sent by this beautiful, wonderful lover. So this Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a story or the instruction by that lover who is the Supreme Person Krishna. This Bhagavad Gita does not only talk about how we can live in this material world, but also after leaving this world, what to do after or what's next. So a very profound philosophical discussion has happened in this book of Bhagavad Gita. This 13 chapters started with Arjuna's inquiry about six philosophical concepts. And these are Kshetra. Kshetra, if I just briefly explain, and all these topics have been discussed by Krishna earlier in Bhagavad Gita in other 12 chapters. But elaborately, Krishna is explaining again these 6 topics. As I said, these 6 topics constitute the philosophy, or 6 topics constitute the 6 main constituents of Vedic philosophy. Kshetra is what? Kshetra is the field of activity or the body. Kshetragna. Agna means knower of the field. Who is that? 2 are the knowers. One is individual soul who knows about himself, and the other one is the super soul who knows about each and everybody. Next is Jnanam. Jnanam is the process of knowledge, and we have studied if you are regular in our Sunday feast classes, we have studied from 8 to 12 what is the process of attaining knowledge. But what is this knowledge, or who is the object of this knowledge has been covered in Nayam. Nayam means the knowable, the supreme Brahman or Paramatama. So verses 13 to 19 discuss about the Supersoul. So in few verses, Krishna is talking about the Atma or the individual soul, and also he is talking about the Paramatma or the super soul. Then later on, Krishna is discussing Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is material nature, to be very, in a very layman's language, and Purusha is the enjoyer, the conscious being or Lord. Now, attaining knowledge is very important, right? And there are various kinds of things, right, for which we can attain knowledge, about which we want to attain knowledge. So many things are there. For example, if I want to know about the restaurant who just started around the street, I will just go there, eat food, see all the ambience, and then get to know. Very simple, right? So it's outward approach, which is material things, right? Perception, direct perception. I can touch something and I can get to know about it, right? So it's direct perception. And the second approach is inward approach. This inward approach is helpful for us to understand the behavior, the concepts which we cannot find by the perception, or maybe we can find by perception, but we want more analysis. Many times this question comes, I was just sitting in meditation and, I was listening to my thoughts. Was that super soul talking to me or somebody else talking to me? What do you think? Super soul talking or mind? Yes. In 99.99% it's mind who is talking. And why it's not super soul? I will give you the reason. Because my consciousness is covered with the dust of avidya or ignorance. Many times we talk about this ignorance, but what is this ignorance? What is this ignorance? So in order to find out all these things, okay, so inward approach is mind, when my mind is talking. And what's the method? Inferences. That means experimentation. This happened, now this happened again in the same situation, so this must be the conclusion for this particular situation. Now, the third and the most important knowledge, which we all want to know. Why you want to know about the Supreme Lord or Super Soul? Anybody? I need answer. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Why? Why you want to find out about Supersoul? Yes, Prabhu. What do you think? You are sitting in the front, Prabhu, so you are on my radar. Okay. Why?
Because he is Supreme Lord.
Because he is Supreme Lord. But our Vedic philosophy gives a deep reasoning behind attaining this knowledge. And what's that reason? We are in this material world, we are suffering. You know what's the reason behind that suffering? The reactions of our sinful activities. But why I am doing that? Because of my desires. And the desires are rooted in what? Because of my soul identifying with something which I am not. Right? And this is ignorance. And because this living entity does not possess the knowledge of the Supreme Lord, therefore Krishna's another energy, material energy, grabs this and covers the consciousness with the dust of ignorance. So ignorance performs two activities. First of all, the living entity, living soul, he forgets that I am a soul. I am Sachidananda Vigraha. I am all full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. Forgets. And the second function with this ignorance does is make this living entity connect with the consciousness of this living entity, connect with something which this living entity is not. So that's avidya, that's ignorance. Next time, if anyone asks us, we should be knowing what this ignorance is. So ignorance has its function. So because this living entity was not possessing the knowledge of the Supreme Lord, and because of that, everything happened. All these problems, the root was there. So how you can rectify it? What's the solution? What's the solution? The solution is to attain the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. That's the simple solution. And how to attain the knowledge? Can I directly perceive the Lord? Yes, Krishna is so merciful. He just came as Radha Sharad Bihari. But direct perception, can I touch? Can I understand the Supersoul and the qualities which Krishna just discussed? Can I do with direct perception? No. Okay. Can I use inference, anuman, or experimentation with the Supreme Lord? No. Because my senses are so limited. I cannot. Even if I want to do, right? We are trying to do it. Even if I want to do, I cannot do it. It's just impossible. So the third method remains. And what's that third method? Shabda, or word of authority. And this word of authority, the scriptural knowledge, is coming from the representative of the Lord. And it's coming in the succession. And that's how we receive it. Right? Just like a fruit. A mango fruit, we just take it from the branch and then give it to somebody without any distortion. Just is reaching up to us. That's Shabda. That's the only way to attain knowledge when it comes to Supersoul. Are you all with me? Okay. So, Supersoul. In this particular verse, Krishna is describing about the qualities of Supersoul. And this 13.5 talks about the qualities, opposite qualities, which are present in the Supersoul at the same time. That means he is the source of all the senses, and at the same time he does not possess any senses. He is the maintainer of the entire world, and he himself is not in the world. We cannot find such a statement, such a conclusion in this material world, right? Either I am here or either I am there, right? Only one thing at a time, not multiple things at multiple levels, right? So this Supreme Lord, Krishna, in the form of Mahavishnu, he creates this material world. Now how he creates, that's again a deep story, very deep story. Now Krishna in the form of Mahavishnu or Supersoul, he is the cause main cause. Main cause means that he is the one who is sending his energy, who is sending his energy and who has the desire to create. And in the form of his material energy, he acts as the another cause, and the effect of that cause comes out to be material universe. And this material universe, this material manifestation contains billions and billions and billions of material universes. So he is sending his energy and he is surcharging this energy, so that this energy is creating the whole elements and everything. He is sending jivas also, the Supreme Lord. He is sending the living entities also. He is playing with both of his energies, but at the same time. And he is the one who is becoming an effect also. That means that this material universe, whatever we see, it's ultimately who? The Super Lord, Super Soul Krishna. We say, no, this is material energy. This is not Krishna. No. If you go at the back, this is Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is not different from his energy. Just like heat and light is not different from sun. So similarly, his energy, material energy, is eternally connected with him always. Just like in material world, we can see this cause and effect relationship, right? We have a milk, right? A bottle of milk. I want to make yogurt. So I'm going to, do some acid reaction, and it is going to convert into a yogurt. But what happened? That bottle of milk just vanished because it converted into yogurt. But as in case of the Super Soul, the Supreme Lord, when it converts into the yogurt, milk remains the same. That's the thing. And how he remains the same? With his energies. He does not change. Only the transformations are happening in his energies. So Krishna is the cause, and through his material energy, he is creating this material universe as an effect, and this effect is also who? Krishna. This effect is also who? Krishna. And therefore, anything which is coming on our way, anything which we can face, any circumstance in this life, whether it is full of sorrow or whether it is full of happiness, is ultimately coming from whom? Krishna. Yes, he is facilitating the results of our sinful actions, but he is the ultimate permitter of the situation. And knowing that, knowing Krishna in tattva or in concept, who can understand Krishna? Only a devotee through devotional service. Otherwise, what I think? What this world is? This world is a cruel joke of the Supreme Lord. I am suffering extremely so much in every situation of my life. This is such a cruel joke. But when we get to know why Krishna is doing that, then we get to know that how merciful he is. Just like a mother disciplines his child, just like a mother disciplines her child, similarly, Krishna put us in certain situations so that we can understand that we do not belong to this material world. You belong to me. I am your father. And by giving all these situations, what Krishna is doing? He keeps testing us again and again whether my son is ready to come back or not. Whether he is ready to come back or not. For example, let's just take an example of martial art coaching class. Right? In that, the teacher, he himself fights with the student. But while he is fighting, is he fighting because he is his enemy? Or he is fighting because he wants him to learn and grow in this and become expert in this martial art skills? Similarly, when we talk about big things, Trinada pi suni chena, or I am such a humble and a blade of grass, then Krishna, boom. All right, let's see. When I speak, oh Krishna, I don't want anything, I just want your love. Then Krishna, okay, all right, boom. Krishna's, okay, let's just try. Krishna does like that. And only person who just come out from that situation happily knows, or Krishna knows that he is the one. Prahlad Maharaj, how many punches he got, but he knows. So there are 3 things which a devotee always remember. First, that Krishna is the supreme controller. He is the supreme controller of everything. You know, when we go to Krishna crying, oh Krishna, this has happened to me, Krishna is going to say, well, I tried my best. That's the best thing I could do for you. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Is Krishna going to say that? No, everything is in his control. He can change anything, any situation. And the second thing, that Krishna never make mistakes. He never make mistake. Oh Krishna, I'm suffering. I lost this person in my life. Oh, I'm so sorry. This was your neighbor's karma, but you got it. Well, Krishna is going to say like that? No, he never make mistakes. And the third thing is, a devotee always remember that Krishna loves me. So here the Sarva Bhutanam, that he loves me. Krishna really loves me. He is the only one who is circling with me in each and every birth I am taking. So Krishna loves me so much. Devotee knows that. And that's why devotee is extremely confident in his relationship with the Supreme Lord. And Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita says, what he says? Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tatvatah. When the words is on the screen, let's just stand together. Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tatvatah, tvatva deham punar janma, neti mam eti so Arjuna. Evam yo veti tatvatah. One who understands me with tattva, with concept, only that person. Only this person after leaving this material world will not come back. Many times we think, oh, this is just talk. No. When Krishna is talking, he is not just talk. He is promising each and every situation through his instructions in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And that's why I thought to bring up that how to understand Krishna in Tattva. Although this might be a theoretical knowledge, but it's very important because it is going to build up the path for realization, for realizing the presence of contradiction in the Supreme Lord Krishna. So the theme of today's verse is what? The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the harmonizer of all contradictions. Now, what contradictions we are talking about? So this verse is talking about the 4 contradictions which are there in the list. But there are 6 contradictions which has been given to us by our previous teachers. And these 6 contradictions are, repeat after me, Janma, Karma, Rupa, Guna, Nama, Dosha. Birth, activity, form, qualities, name and faults. That means these things are present in the Supreme Lord, but at the same time, this is not even present. How? And then when this question comes to us, what is my answer? My answer is, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yovyati tatvata. I am just repeating it, but not understanding it. It's very important to understand it by tattvata, in tattva, in concept. Very important. And even, you know, all the time we say, oh, Krishna is transcendental. And this word, transcendental, just frees us from understanding any of the philosophy which is present. Right? So how the birth of Supreme Lord is different from ours? Can anyone tell me? How we are going to understand it today? And whatever I am going to explain, it's not my mental concoction. It's coming from our previous teacher, whose name is Jiva Goswami. And he has explained it very profoundly in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 8.3.8. I tried my best to present it. I'm going to try my best to present it in a simple way. So let's take first contradiction, birth or Janma. What's Janma? The first transformation happened in this material world. All of you have taken birth? Question mark. Huh? All of us has, that's why we are here, right? I have taken birth, right? So now when I take birth, listen it very carefully. Now when I take birth, then my birth is a constant activity. That means that if I am present in this body, so at the same time I am present in this body. Is it possible for you, Prabhu, that you are present here at the same time you are present at some other universe, or and you are present here, so you are present here in your material body, right? You are in this current material body, you have one identity and you are present here. So our birth is like that, constant activity. It is a constant activity. There may be question answer round later on. So listen carefully. See, look at these tiles. Can you segregate these 4 tiles? Can you tell me from where one tile is starting and other tile is ending? Let's just say blue tile. Can you tell me, Mataji, if this blue tile has a starting or an end? Yes. Yes. This blue tile has a starting and an end. Is this green tile has a starting and an end, Prabhuji? Yes. Say yes. We can all see that. Say yes. Okay, this green tile has a starting and an end. So this is our birth. We have starting and we have end. And we are forced by our reactions to come into this material world. But how is Krishna's birth? Krishna's birth is continuous, seamless flow of activities. Can you tell me from where the tiles are starting or where this tile is ending? No. So that means when Krishna is present in one material universe, at the same time he is present in other material universes at the same time, at the same moment. So Krishna can take birth and at the same time he can be present in the multiple universes, and not only that, he is present in the spiritual world also, enjoying his leelas. So Krishna's birth is just like continuous activity. It never stops. Just like these tiles. Seamless flow. And another example I took is cooking activity. Can you tell me in this cooking, is the activity over? Who is going to tell me? No. Yes. Thank you for participation, Matajis. Thank you. So this cooking activity is not over. Why? Because the chapati or the Indian bread, right, chapatis, some are cooked, some are on the stove, and some are still to be done. So Krishna's birth is like that, a continuous activity. In some material universes, he has taken birth. And in some material universes, he is about to take birth. And in some material universes, he is just there. So Krishna his birth is like that. One Krishna taking birth in different universes and at the same time maintaining his position there. So that's how his birth is transcendental. And how he is doing it? Through the help of his internal potency. Yoga Maya. Now let's the second contradiction, karma. Now what is the definition of karma? By the way, this is not my definition. This is the definition given by our teacher, previous teacher, a very prominent teacher in our disciplic succession. Karma is what an unfulfilled person does to fulfill himself. That's just the simple definition. For example, a very simple activity of brushing my teeth in the morning. I am doing it because I want to be fresh. I don't want other people not to come close to me, right? So I want to do it just to fulfill myself. I am going to work. Why? Because I want money. Only one species out of this 8.4 million species, goes to work. And that is human, right? Human. Already we are in so much complexities of life and we are adding so much on our plate also at the same time. So this work, karma. But is Krishna's karma like that? Srimad Bhagavatam describes that Krishna's activity or karma is just like a spider. He creates, he maintains, and then he annihilates. But any analogy never justify with the Supreme Lord Krishna. So how he works? Okay, tell me, in this picture, are these people doing work, karma? Who is going to tell me? No, they are not doing karma. What they are doing? Joy, expression of happiness. They are so happy, they are saying, yay, like that, right? So Krishna's doing any activity is just like, yay, expression of happiness. Expression of his happiness. He does not perform any karma, any activity because he has to do it, because he is unfulfilled. He is Atmaram. He is all satisfied in his heart. All satisfied in his heart. But why he is doing this? It's an expression of his own joy. He creates, maintains, and annihilates. Why? Because it's his playground. He wants to enjoy. It's a joy for him. And that's the real philosophy behind everything. So that's how Krishna creates. He is not creating because he is under the modes of material nature. He is not creating because he has to perform something. This joy, expression of joy, is what Krishna is doing by his doing karma. Now what's the definition of karma? I just explained. When an unfulfilled person does to fulfill himself. That's not my definition. That's the definition of our previous teacher. And all of us are forced to perform our prescribed duties. But Krishna, he performs his work just like the expression of joy. That's why his karma is divyam, transcendental. That's why his karma is transcendental. But we being covered by the dust of what? Ignorance. And we got to know what ignorance is in the start of our discussion. Right? So because that dust is there. So I think that Krishna takes birth just like me. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita say very clearly, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. I am not visible to those people who don't understand me. Because my consciousness is covered with that particular ignorance. Now anyone is going to ask me what ignorance is. You will know the answer, Prabhu, right? Yeah, because we already explained what ignorance is. Now the third and fourth contradiction. Rupa. Rupa is what? Form. That Krishna has form and at the same time he does not have form. Impersonalists, they always say, he is Nirakara. Nirakara means that he does not possess any kind of form. Now, what is a form? If I ask a definition, yes? Form is that thing which I can grasp with my eyes, material eyes, just like this phone has a form. I can see this is a form, right? Now, Krishna does not possess material form. In the previous verse to this, Krishna is saying, I have my eyes, ears, hands, everywhere. Huh? So, he has his eyes, ears, hands everywhere, but because I cannot grasp it in my vision, so that's why I am saying that he does not possess any form. But we just discussed three things which devotees always remember. What are those three things about the Supreme Lord? That Supreme Lord is the Supreme Controller. Supreme Lord never make mistakes. Supreme Lord always loves me. So that's why the third condition, Supreme Lord always loves me. That's why although I am not eligible to see Krishna, because I am possessing these material senses, that's why, because he loves me, he came as Sri Radha Sharad Bihari in front of me. That form which I can see through my eyes. But how unfortunate I am that even he is so merciful, without any reservation, he came in front of me just like beautiful, just exactly like the beautiful forms. But I'm still thinking in my mind, due to the presence of that dust of my consciousness, the ignorance, because I am connecting myself with something which I am not. I'm thinking, what I am thinking? This is not Krishna. This is really not Krishna. Who is this? Just some metal. I'm thinking like that in my mind, And I can talk in front of him. He is not looking. He is not looking. I can talk in front of him. I can do whatever I want in front of him. Deep-rooted ignorance. I cannot see him, but still he make himself visible in front of all of us. Gunas, qualities. So Krishna has no quality, but he has 64 wonderful qualities. And he has such qualities that even those people who have reached up to a level of entire bliss, a Brahman bliss, or very, very, they are satisfied in their own self. When they hear about the qualities of Krishna, they just become devotees. Just like 4 Kumaras, Shukdev Goswami. Wonderful transcendental qualities of Krishna. So what Krishna is saying, all these things we just discussed, how Krishna is the Lord of all contradictions, and how all the circumstances which is coming on my way is nothing but ultimately, he is the permitter. What we are understanding, and Krishna is saying, who is going to understand it in truth? Only one who is my devotee. 1855. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Yavan yaschasmi tatvatah. Only that person is going to understand me in tattva. We understood in tattva. Why Krishna take birth, and how Krishna's birth is transcendental. How Krishna's karma is transcendental. How his activities is transcendental. How his rupa, his form is transcendental. How his qualities are transcendental. Name and faults we are not covering today because we don't have time. But anyways, the takeaways from the today's class. Takeaway is that Krishna is present everywhere, and he is the cause of all the causes in all the situations. Krishna, three things. Krishna is the supreme controller. Krishna never make mistakes. Krishna loves us unconditionally. And last but not the least, understand Krishna through devotion with the help of a representative of Krishna from the qualified devotee. But what should be the method? The third and the very powerful method, word of authority. And of course, the last takeaway is what? Only Lord Krishna can be the harmonizer of all contradiction, and that's why he's the Supreme Lord. With this, I'm going to stop my presentation here, and thank you so much for your rapt attention. I hope that we were able to understand that tattva which Krishna is talking about in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I try to bring up the examples at the best of my understanding, and whatever you like, it's because my Gurudev and all my senior teachers have taught me this. It's all given in the books. I'm very, very thankful. I must have made many mistakes in my presentation. So for that, please forgive me, and please give me your blessings so that I can remain in the path of devotional service to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mother Madhavi Gaurangi, for your talk tonight. She'll be available during the prasadam if any of the devotees have any questions to ask her, or if you want to have a conversation regarding her class tonight during prasadam, she'll be available. Now will be time for Arti and Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर सुंदर भगवान की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, श्री श्री राधा शरद बिहारी भगवान की जय. I see so many videos in the past. No, there is no sound. नामयो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवं गौरवाणी निर्विशेष हरे कृष्ण 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 Is it okay if I say Jai Radha, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan? I will have to display. It will take some time, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय मधुसूदन फटाफट
श्रील भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
Got some announcements. Last week we got the announcements here. We want to give recognition to our sponsors for tonight, sponsoring tonight's feast. The first is Lord Krishna, sponsored on behalf and memory of his living wife, English. We also have Rama and Rina Burma on the occasion of the 15th birthday of Lord Shah. Happy birthday. We want to wish him all success in his 15th year. We pray that Krishna protects him in all aspects of life, gives you wisdom, good health, happiness, and most of all, brings you here to the temple so that you can associate with these devotees and learn as much as you can about Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have another birthday. So this is on behalf of Raj, Pooja, and Saniva for Kabir's 16th birthday.
So you guys.
So Kabir is really growing up. He's growing nice, big, strong. He's doing exceptional in school. He's going to a great school. We really, pray that you continue to progress in your life and that you do a lot of good in the spirituality, career, principles, apply it. And there's really no limit. Pray to protect you, to give you wisdom and strength, and fortitude. So for Kabir, let's raise our hands for the 16th birthday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have a book fair on Shankarani. We have some listeners coming to talk about a new book fair.
Hare Krishna, everybody. So Drona Prabhu is wishing these young people, that they get more wisdom, they get solitude, and become more Krishna conscious. So one way to do that is encourage them to read books. And we have a lot of books that are geared towards children, Krishna conscious books. So Sunday school is trying to encourage people from to buy books. We have some offers also, so please definitely stop by at the book table. There will be a giveaway later on, but please definitely stop by. Please encourage the children to read books on a regular basis. workplaces. This is true even in school. Books is where it all is. And Prabhupada wrote all these books. Of course, the kids' books are not all Prabhupada books, but that is what Prabhupada encouraged us to do, is to read, because that's where all the knowledge is. So please stop by at the book table, please consider buying books. And then also at this time of the year, where everybody's thinking about giving gifts, books make great gifts. It's a gift that keeps on giving. So please consider getting books as gifts for your kids and also for kids that you know on the outside. I've always given, even if I give a toy, I know when kids open their gifts, they see a book and it's not they're not happy. But that is the gift that actually they are happy about in the long term. Once they're done playing with the toy, it's the book that they will look at. So please definitely consider stopping by, looking at books, and buy books for yourselves, for your kids, and for children in your life. Thank you.
Gita Jayanti. This is the anniversary of the advent of the Bhagavad Gita when it was spoken. It comes early this year. It's not today. It's 2 weeks from. Well, it's 2 weeks in a day from today. December 1st is Gita Jayanti. It's on a Monday. So Monday evening, starting at 5, we'll be reading the Bhagavad Gita, English translation in its entirety. Sunday, the Sunday feast before, November 30th. At 1 o'clock to 4:30, they'll be reciting the Sanskrit of the Bhagavad Gita, just the Sanskrit verses all the way through. We do this every year. And then on the Sunday feast that day, we'll have different devotees who don't give classes on a regular basis, but I know that are studying Bhagavad Gita. They'll come up for a few minutes and share a verse from the Bhagavad Gita that inspires them. This is something we've done in the past as well. It's one of our, I think it's one of our best Sunday feasts during that time, because we get to hear from so many devotees and their realizations on the Bhagavad Gita. So Gita Jayanti is coming up. We'll hear about how you can get involved in our Bhagavad Gita marathon, which goes on in December, how to sponsor and distribute Bhagavad Gita into society. But anyway, keep those dates in your mind. November 30th, so 2 weeks from tonight, we'll do the Sanskrit version of the Bhagavad Gita starting at 1 o'clock. In the evening, we'll have some glorification of the Bhagavad Gita by various devotees. And then the following Monday, December 1st, starting at 5 o'clock, we'll read the Bhagavad Gita in English all the way through on Gita Jayanti. Hare Krishna. So we have Supersoul now, and we'll have another kirtan in a half hour.